Hello everyone, this is Venugopal. Today in this video, we'll see the steps to create JDBC application and the types of statements required in JDBC application. So there are 6 steps are required for JDBC connection. Steps required for creating JDBC application. What are the steps? Number 1, already we have seen some of the components in my previous video. We have seen the intro part of the JDBC, and then we have seen some 4 important components. In that, the first component is was driver. Okay, so the first step is to load and register the required drivers. I mean, which driver you are going to use, type 1, type 2, or type 3. We have discussed this or type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4 in detail in my previous video. Second is, after loading and registering the driver, we have seen we have to establish the connection. Establish the connection between Java application and database. We need to establish the connection. After that, after creating the connection, the third one is we need to create a statement object. Now we have seen in this video, right? In the previous video, what is the use of the statement object? The statement object used for what? Send and execute the SQL queries. Right? To send and execute the SQL queries, we require a statement object. Then the next statement is we need to process the results from the database through result set. And the last and important step is, after once the results have retrieved, we need to close the connection. Closing the connection. That's it. If I want to develop a JDBC application, these are the 6 important steps we require to execute the application. The number 1 is load and register the required drivers. Second one is establish the connection between Java application and database. Third one, creating the statement object. Then using the statement object, we will execute and send the SQL queries, and then we'll process the results from the database through result set. And the final one, we need to close the connection. Now, whenever we want to retrieve the data from the database, we will require the important part is a statement. So there are 3 types of statements are available in JDBC. Number 1, types of statement. Number 1 is a statement. These all are the interfaces. Statement. Second one, prepared statement. Prepared statements extends the statement interface. And the third one is callable statement. Callable statement is the interface which extends prepared statement. So these are the 3 statements, and every statement has its own importance. Now we'll see what exactly characteristics or use of this statements. Number 1, if you'll see, the number 1 is statement interface. The statement interface is, it is a base interface. It is a base interface. Number 1. Number 2nd point is, it is used when to use statement interface. It is used when SQL query is to be executed only once. only once. Oh, this is spelling mistakes, typing mistakes. No problem. Yeah, we are trying to understand which statement is going to be used in which scenario. Okay, the first one we are looking for the statement interface. Now the statement interface, it is a base interface, number one point. Number second point is what it is used when SQL query, this SQL query is to be executed only once. One more important point, we cannot pass parameters at runtime. I mean, while creating a query, while creating the object of the statement, you cannot pass any query, any parameters, right? That is the reason why we can say that these statements are used for static queries only. It can handle only static queries, normal SQL queries. It is used for static queries. Next one, by performance wise, it is very low. Performance is low. Performance is low. These are some of the points for the statement interface. Now to overcome this, or we can say the better advanced version of this statement is the next statement, that is the prepared statement. Prepared statement. I'll use statement. Now the first point is important, that this prepared statement extends what? Statement interface. Statement interface. This is the first point. So obviously all the features of your statement interface will be inherited into the prepared statement interface. Point number 2. We can execute sorry. We'll write the use. It is used for the queries which are to be executed, like statements are used to execute the queries which are executed only once. Okay, so but it is used the queries which are used to be executed multiple times. See what happened, the basic difference between your prepared statement and statement is what? In statement, if you want to use only the queries to be executed only once, because the number of time you are executing the SQL queries, it is always going to compile that statement object. Whereas in prepared statement, even though if you're trying to execute the SQL queries multiple times, but the compilation will be done only once. That is the beauty. So ultimately, performance wise, it is much better than statement interface. Next one is what? We can pass dynamic pair or parameters at runtime. Parameters at runtime. That means what? While creating the object of the prepared statement, we can pass the parameters. It is used for dynamic queries. Runtime you can take the queries, dynamic queries, not a static fixed queries. Always you can change the parameters. Obviously, performance wise, performance is better than statement interface. These are some of the basic These are the basic, what we can say, the characteristics of the statement, prepared statement. And the last one is a callable statement is slightly different than these two statements. The third one is what? Callable statement. Callable statement. This is only one word. These are the interfaces. The first point is what? Obviously, it extends prepared statement. Prepared statement interface. Like it extends a prepared statement. Prepared statement extends a statement interface, and statement interface is the base interface. So, right? So that is what the sequence. Easily we can. Now, what is the main purpose? It is used when the stored procedures are to be executed. Procedures are to be executed. I mean, bunch of queries, whenever you want to execute, you just go for the callable statement. It is also used to execute functions. Statement of block of statements. Performance wise, it is high. Performance is high. And it is used to call the store procedures. So this is what the types of statement which is very important in JDBC. In which scenario you are going to which. If I want to execute to the SQL query only once, then better go for the statement object. And one more advantage, once you have created the statement object, whenever we are creating the statement object, like statement st is equals to like you're creating the object like connection. I'll tell the syntax while developing the application. Connection dot create statement, right? So in this, you're not passing any query. Runtime parameter we are not passing. But whenever we are creating a prepared statement, PS is equals to con dot prepare statement, right? Inside this, you're passing compulsorily what? A query. See the difference. That means what? Here you are creating the object, but you are not passing the query. Here you are creating the object and at the same time you are passing the query also. That means what? In prepared statement, you cannot perform the different kind of queries. You can perform one query multiple times, but you cannot take like a different queries at a time. Like you cannot perform select operation. You cannot perform insert, update, delete at a time with one object like PS. But at the same time, if you are using the statement object, because the statement object, you are not binding any query with that object. So that object is free to perform any of the query operation like like insert, update, delete, or anything. That is what the advantages of use of the statement interface. Okay, so there is advantages, there are some disadvantages related with the interfaces. So I hope this is clear. This is the theoretical explanation of what are the basic steps required to create the JDBC application. And then we have seen what are the important type of statements, because this is very important. Then we have seen the types of statements. There are three types of statements: statement, prepared statement, and callable statement. In my next video, we will try to develop one JDBC application by using this all fundamentals. Till then, keep watching. Bye bye.